Hi Libra, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Libra is your first reading for 2019. Excuse me. For the time between the 23rd of January and the 6th of February, I'm going to draw 6 cards initially. The first 3 are going to relate to this last week in January, and the second 3 cards are going to relate to this first week in February. Excuse me. I've already shuffled and meditated, so I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we shall get started. Don't worry, my eyes were closed then, so I couldn't I couldn't see what I was doing. But I just I feel like because I've not been working, the cards have just got so much to say. So they're like, okay, these are your cards for January, these are your cards for February, and these are your clarifying cards, and I'll know when to put them. I'll know when they're ready. And this is the card at the base of your reading. Now, the card at the base of the reading represents, sorry, let me get comfy. There we go. The card at the base of the reading is really the overall underlying energy for the month, or excuse me, for this week's. So it's like your focus or your karmic lesson, really, overall. That's what the underlying energy means. And for you guys, you've got the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is number 2, about duality. Do you know what? I'm going to give you the key wisdom definition of the Two of Pentacles, because when I talk about key is energy and wisdom is things that we learn because of what we've done, because of what we've experienced. And so I'm going to give you my key wisdom. And I had this in December, because it was a very busy time in December. When have your own channel, you've got to make sure you put the content out, and it's really, really important. But I've also got 7 brothers and sisters, and they're all married or in relationships, and then I've got 13 nieces and nephews, and obviously I've got a mum and a dad, so I've got all these people to buy for, and it's like all these things are so important, like they're equally important to me. They're as important as each other, and you try to do everything, but eventually something will have to give. So this might just be you just having lots and lots and lots of things to do, things of equal importance. So your relationship is just as important to you as your friendships, or your work is just as important to you as your relationship, whatever it is. And it's like you try to balance these things in your life, and something has to give eventually. You have to put your effort and focus into one thing at one time and into something else at another time. But it doesn't mean that doesn't mean just because you're working late doesn't mean that you don't love your husband. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of like what it's like. It's like just because you work late in the office doesn't mean you don't love your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And it might be that sometimes there's things that take over. And this is like, I used to talk about this card as being like the emotion about trying to make a decision. And I suppose it is quite emotional when we have to do that type of thing and having those type of experiences. Anyway, so that's the underlying message. So the underlying message is it might be a busy time for you, but everything that you're doing is important. Everything that you're trying to do is important, okay? And you're committed to many things equally. And so let's start off with January. So we've got this. Sorry. As I said, these cards at the moment, man, it's like I've been, literally, the cards know I've been away. It's like I've not been able to, the cards aren't alive, by the way. They are inanimate objects. Anyway, I digress, darling. So we start with the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Intuition, the Queen of Confidence. Queen of creativity, you know, dreams, this is related to as well. This energy of the Queen of Wands is related to dreams as well. The Wand energy is related to your sacral chakra, your second chakra, which is all about your passions and your creativity. You know, who you are in your soul is the Queen of Wands, and that excitement about that. And this is understanding that. This is about understanding, with it being feminine or moon related, it's about understanding what is within, like what you do, where your creativity does lie, like where your focus and attention should be. It's like there's an understanding of that beneath the surface. However, we've got Temperance, which means, watch my video on Temperance. It's in Key Wisdom. I've done a video about Temperance energy, and for those of you that follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen the post that I did about Temperance in November, and the poem that I wrote about Temperance. And you know, I've 2018 for me was the year of Temperance. I mean, literally that is what I lived by, and this energy followed me around for the whole year. And so I know it quite intimately now, actually, I must say. And it's ultimately, it's a kind of mindfulness. And if you understand what mindfulness means, mindfulness is about being aware, or present, or engaging with what you're feeling in that moment, what you're thinking in that moment, what you're experiencing physically in that moment, and what you're experiencing spiritually in every single given moment. And I suppose that's really the aim of life. That's the aim of my life. It's what I do. It's how I live my life, and it's how and that is why, if you say, even if to just say that is really hard. To just describe what mindfulness is, it's hard. So imagine actually living with that energy, and you do in January, Libra. You are still and aware of what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. And this could be because of the challenge of the juggling. I mean, we're juggling two things here. We've got emotions, the cups, and we've got the pentacles, the practical things in life that we're juggling. Okay? Yes, the cups underneath. That's always nice to see, isn't it? So we've got that energy here. So why then? You know, there's obviously some sort of realization you're coming into realization this month, in January, about understanding, you know, where your priorities lie and why your priorities are the way that they are, but also understanding that this is very healing for you to recognize that, where you are meant to be going, what you are meant to be feeling, what you're meant to be experiencing. I mean, it's, yeah, and you know, that's the kind of mindfulness, Temperance, and the Four of Swords is the kind of meditation. I mean, we call the sword energy is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our consciousness, our communication, what we say, what we allow ourselves to say, what we think, what we allow ourselves to think. And the number fours are about the structures in our lives, the things that help us to think in this way clearly, or speak clearly, or whatever. And the ways that we live, the structures in our lives. And so this is about your mental structures, your mental processes. You know, why do you think the way that you think? Why do you project yourself in the world the way that you project yourself in the world? Why do you say the things that you say? This is the question of the Four of Swords, and these are the questions that you'll be asking yourself. So it seems like to be quite a spiritual time. And when I say spiritual, I mean it's about understanding yourself, though. It seems like there's you know, maybe things are maybe this juggling, you know, maybe I spent so long talking about this base card because actually maybe that's what you are experiencing. You're experiencing this energy of it's starting to hit home in a way. The Two of Pentacles is not an easy energy. I mean, people think that the Pentacles is like, I tell you what, it's not a breeze, the Pentacles. It really is not. But I'm a Capricorn, so I can say that. But neither's the Swords, though. huge amount of trust needed with the sword energies, because you've got to know that once you realize this, once you know this, once you see this, that you can still have a happy life after it. And it's like, once you realize, okay, I'm putting all this effort in here and it's really hard and I'm trying to do all this and it's really difficult and I can't do everything. Once you realize that you can't do everything, something's going to give, isn't it? You know, so that's why with the sword energies, they are quite, you've got to, there's a huge amount of trust that you've got to have, and faith you've got to have in the universe and in yourself, in order to bring these things through. But it seems like January you're going to be taking some time out, just like me. I highly recommend it. I hope you don't feel as ill as I did, but in order to try to understand why you're putting your energies where you're putting your energies. Wow, we've got the Lovers card. This it's got two, obviously. Okay, so yeah, it could be love. Okay, I've said it. Love. Okay, but also the Lovers card. Number 6 is I'm gonna drink my drink while I talk. Number 6 on the Tree of Life is beauty. And beauty is, I always talk about beauty as being the appreciation of something, recognizing the value of something, recognizing the beauty of something, recognizing the importance of something, the significance of something. And with the Lovers card, this is one person. This is me, or you, recognizing that your external actions, your masculine external actions, and the experiences that you've had on the outside, and your internal emotions, the feminine, how this has made you feel. It's recognizing that there's value in both of those things, even if the experiences externally have been very difficult, or even if you've had a really nice, easy life on the outside, but on the inside you've been, torturing yourself. It's about recognizing the value in that. It's about understanding, with this meditation card as well, that you've gone through this for a reason. You've been going through these experiences for a reason. Things have been hard for a reason. Things have been challenging you for a reason. And it's about recognizing that the strength that you've now gained because of the experiences that you've had, either emotionally or practically out there in the world, okay? I feel like might be linked to them, but we'll see. We've got the Queen of Pentacles next. So we've got the Capricorn card. Woo woo. That's me, I'm a Capricorn. But the Queen of Pentacles. So again, the Queen, we've got two quick. Wow, it's all made like a lot of major arcana. No. Sorry, we've only got those two. These are court cards. Sorry, not major arcana. Sorry. Anyway, but look at it. Really looks like there's a focus of self-reflection, nurturing. This is again about understanding. It's a feminine aspect of the card. It's about what's going on, what you think, how you feel. In this instance, with it being the Pentacles, it's about understanding what you have to offer, understanding where you want to put your energy in order to have things happen for you in the world. And we only get to embody these type of energies once we have slowed down, once we have reflected. Some of you in your dreams might be actually having dreams quite vividly, and that happens during the super moons and all that stuff that we've been having, and the eclipses. Excuse me. But as I said, for me, temperance is really, it could literally say mindfulness on temperance. Like, it literally could say that, because it's such a beautiful energy, actually. So I do urge you to watch the video on temperance, actually, in my Key Wisdom playlist, or to read the post about temperance on my Instagram, on my Instagram feed. But we've got the Queen of Pentacles here, and it's like this. It's all this same type of reflective type of energy. Reflecting on your experiences, reflecting on what you've been through, reflecting on what you want, reflecting on where you're putting your energy now, realizing that you've got a lot to offer, knowing what it is you have to offer, and actually wanting to offer that. This is like, I don't know what this is, so we'll just have to wait and see. Do you know what I was about to say? I'm not even joking. I was about to say this might be the devil, because I could just feel. That's what I mean. I can feel it. I can feel them. I mean, these are me. These are not me, but Capricorn. These are both Capricorn's energies. So if you think about the qualities of Capricorn, Capricorn's an extremely spiritual being. Actually, we're extremely spiritual sign is Capricorn, but we are focused on worldly things. So we're focused on having healthy relationships and building security in our life. And actually sometimes that focus, like I was saying to you in December, like I was feeling, that focus can feel like this Two of Pentacles. It can feel like a burden. It can feel hard. It's like I'm working so hard, I'm doing so much, I'm putting so much energy, so much effort into this, and like it's not helping me. I'm not getting any better. It's not feeling better. Because I thought devil when I touched this, I think this must be related to this. Yeah, this is related to the devil. So this is like there's a fear, Libra, in you. And what I want you to do, when I always say to you, I work with the energies, it's because I do, and I don't say that out as a joke. Don't deny that that's how you're feeling. Don't deny that you feel tied to something, that you're feeling like this. I didn't think it would be like this being married. I didn't think it would be like this having children. I didn't think it would be like this, doing this job. God, it's hard work. I didn't, that's this type of energy. So it's like of the devil and the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is really a card of trying to protect yourself from harm, because things have happened to you in the past. So it's been hard, or you've been exhausted because things have been so treacherous, or work was very difficult, or I can't believe I got through 2018. But it's like where you are in February is you're stuck there because you are still afraid. But it's fine. I mean, it's not even that you're afraid, it's that really that I don't feel like you're even afraid. I feel like you're shell shocked. Like you're like, oh my gosh, like, is that really how hard it's been? Like, is that really like how difficult things have been? Like, I didn't even realize how awful, like, and how tired I was, and how stressed I was, and how difficult that was. And it might be like some of you really, you have some. It might literally be something as simple as time off work. You have some time off work, and then once you have this time off work, you're like, blimey. And then you try to go back to work and like, oh my God, I can't believe how stressful that few months has been. Having that break makes you realise it. Or something similar like that. And I'm rushing. And I shouldn't, but these take hours to upload. And you want to see this today, don't you, on the 23rd? So I have to get them uploaded. So it looks like in February, you're still a bit shell-shocked by the experience. And I think it's this experience of, juggling, of trying to keep things ticking over, of trying to keep things, trying to manage everything, whether it be a relationship or work or family or whatever situation. You've been trying to manage everything, or you're trying to manage everything. And actually, it's actually leaves you feeling quite unsteady and unstable. But you do realise and recognise the value in this time. So, whether that's you do seem to realise that there's things that you want to do, and there's another way you can do it, and you can make a different choice. And it seems like you want to make a different choice, and it feels like that because you come into that awareness in January. It's like you realise, oh my gosh, like I really need to be single, like, and I really need to end this marriage, or whatever it is for you. I don't know. And I need to leave this job, whatever it is. And it's as if you have that realization you don't act on it, but you have that realization in January, in this last week of January. You have that realization, but you're afraid almost to act on it, to move on it, to do something about it. But it looks like new energies coming in. We've got this two of Wands here. Now, twos are related to partnerships and duality, balance, and it's as if you want to make a commitment to something. You want to commit to, okay, I'm going to make sure that I spend more time in meditation, or I'm going to make sure that I go after the things that I want to go after, and I stop juggling all these pentacles, and I just focus on one thing that I really want. And I've seen I've seen this quite a few times. Look at all the queens you've got then. So you've got all the queens apart from your queen, Libra. So you might be feeling a little bit out of sorts actually this month and a little bit unsteady. But this is what you've got to do. You've got to meditate. You've got to pay attention to your dreams first of all with the Queen of Wands. You've got to spend time being mindful. That means engaging with and being aware of what you're thinking in your mind, what you're feeling emotionally, what you're feeling physically, and what you're experiencing spiritually at any given moment. And if you've and that's hard to do. Believe me, I do it every day, so it's really hard to do. It took me a long time to get to this, to be able to get to this point. So what I would suggest is, if you can't do that all day every day, and it will be you'll find it very hard at first. If you can't do it all day every day, start with in the morning. So when I wake up to go to work in the morning, you know, before I wake up, before I get out of bed, I'm gonna do some meditation. Just take a moment, just to check in with myself, check in with my body, my mind, etc. How am I feeling emotionally? Just do that in the morning. You know, you need to spend some time in January meditating and reflecting on what you're experiencing, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what emotional state you're in, you know, how you're spending your time, how you're getting enough rest, you know, because the balance isn't there for some of you. It isn't, Libra. But you seem to understand that. It's as if there's a maturity and an understanding. I mean, the queens literally mean understanding. The queens literally mean to understand something. So that is, you've got three of this. You've got understanding coming through in your emotions, in your practical world, and also in your not intuitive, inspiration and creativity in that world as well. Imagination, that's the word I was looking for. You know, you're starting to give attention to those sides of yourself where in the past you maybe wouldn't have. And that's an amazing achievement. So I congratulate you, darlings. I mean, you know, the Queen of Cups, again, it's about emotions, and it's Queen, so it's about understanding what you feel, understanding the direction you want to go in, understanding what pentacle you need to put down. You know, and this will be what leads to your new emotional beginning. I know that was beneath this card, but you know, they're not there by accident. You know what I mean? They're there for a reason. So I feel like you need to spend time in meditation and in reflection, you know, really being honest with yourself about how you feel about the situation that you're in, whether it be work or relationship. How do you feel about that situation? And it seems like you get, by the end of January, you know, because you've spent time in meditation, you spent time being reflective. You realize that there's benefits to these type of energies. There's benefits, and I talk in my post actually about the Devil, the Capricorn season. I talk about the similarity between these two cards. I mean, they're the same. They're the same. Look, I mean, it's both Adam and Eve, and yeah, one's a Garden of Eden and one's hell, but you know, yeah, one's an angel, one's a devil, and yeah, they're chained there and they're not chained there, but it's the same. This is you. This is us all. This is how we all are. We're slaves to the world, you know. We're slaves to our. We've got to pay bills. We've got to do whatever we think we've got to do. That's us being slaves. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to pay taxes. We don't have to keep the law. We don't have to do anything. We do them because it's social order and social liberty. And Capricorns can focus on those things, but to focus on those things, it brings you into realizations that actually that's not what the most important thing in life is. That's the journey that a Capricorn walks, and that's why it's a tough journey, because you get to success, financial success, which I got 2 years ago, and security, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so not what I want. This is just not me at all, and I ended up putting myself in going backwards, if you will, you know. Being in a worse financial situation, you know, a job with less status and less security. But you see, the balance, this is what one turns into the other. This is literally karma. This is literally a karmic cycle. This is literally what a karmic cycle looks like. So if you haven't checked out that poll, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I suggest you should, or Facebook, I suggest you should, and you can look at the information the about the Devil energy, which is right on the top of the feed, actually, be able to read about that. Awareness is coming through, fear is coming through, but an understanding that this is a situation that you can't really continue to be in, and something has to give, and you need to listen to yourself in order to understand what that is. Okay, Libra, I hope you like that reading. If you did, please like that. Please like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave me your comments as well, and share the content. Share this video on your social media if you think it will resonate with your friends and your family. You can also subscribe to Key Wisdom Tarot by clicking my little head. Is it my head? I don't even know. I think it's my head. At the corner, and click the bell for notifications as well, so that when I upload new content, you can see it straight away. Don't forget to read the description box below. I always put your astrology in there, so you can find out all about the astrology. And your new readings will be uploaded next week. They will be your February love readings, and make sure you check out my playlist as well, okay, for extra little snippets. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you have a really good, restful, meditative, reflective couple of weeks. And I'll see you all again next week with your love reading. Take care, my darlings. Bye.